Tehseen, I'd like to begin with you. I hope you condemn what happened with Rohit Sharma. You just heard from him. It's shocking, really, that a reporter was treated in this manner.
Akshita, first of all, at the answer, thank you for having me on the show. And no ifs, no buts. I absolutely condemn what happened to Rohit. It is terrible. This is not the kind of behavior that is expected of any political party, least of all the Congress. Sometimes, as Rohit rightly said, it's the supporters who act more loyal than the king. So I think it's terrible. But, I think also when I do meet Rahul G next, I will tell him that some of these supporters, because there is a terrible division in our society, in our politics, both sides have been terribly divided, and I think supporters on both sides are trying to be more loyal than the king,
Tehseen, can you
which
just
is not
pin it on
required.
the supporters? Because, as much as we condemn what happened, we should also condemn the fact that there's been not a single word of condemnation or comment from Rahul Gandhi. And I hope you condemn that too.
I think Sam should, because it was Sam's interview. I think Sam should, and he promised Rohit another interview. He should make it up, and he should also publicly. I do believe Sam should tell his so-called supporters who keep cheering everything that he speaks that this is not accepted. Look, Rahul's a really, really nice guy, and he stands for freedom of press, and I know this. And our politics, unfortunately, in our country, be it, some time ago, Union Minister called the media prostitutes, which is a terrible language, or other words, bazaru, that has been used for the media. I think it's fallen to really bad standards. And you're right. Once the top leaders use language like that, prostitutes or bazaru, it follows on the supporters, and they think they can, browbeat reporters. So I unequivocally condemn this. I stand by India Today, and I do hope Sam makes a call, makes good of his promise to Rohit, gives the interview again, and makes a public statement, because he loves making public statements. And most of them get him in trouble, that this is not accepted. At least this one will hold the Congress in good stead.
Shehzad, would you like to respond? Tehseen saying that the clarification should come in from Mr. Pitroda, not really Rahul Gandhi.
Tehseen is just yet another person who tries to shield and protect Rahul Gandhi like much of his ecosystem does, and tries to put the entire blame on somebody else. It's never Rahul's fault, as per Tehseen Poonawalla and the mothering ecosystem that Rahul Gandhi has. I just want to ask Tehseen Poonawalla, who said Hawa nikal gayi to Ravi Sisodia in a press conference when Ravi Sisodia from ANI asked a very legitimate question of Rahul Gandhi? Who said tumhari jati kya hai, and then irked an entire crowd to beat up Patrakar Shiv Pratap, who was ironically an OBC? Who pointed to Mausami Singh when she asked a very legitimate question on JPC and said, Mausami, you are an agent of the BJP? Who pointed at Rajdeep Sardesai and said, Rajdeep, you have a habit of completing words for our party? All of these statements were said by Rahul Gandhi. Who put Arnab Goswami in jail and filed 150 FIRs against him? Who brought the two anti-press bills, Rajiv Gandhi? Who put censorship on the media, Indira Gandhi? Who brought the first amendment to curb the free speech right that we had, Nehruji? Who put Majru Sultanpuri in jail, Nehruji? So I think Tehseen Poonawalla can come and defend the family, which he's entitled to do. But Tehseen Poonawalla also needs to get his supply of coffee. Tehseen, let me just complete. You also need to get a good supply of coffee so that you can smell it and wake up. This kind of defense that you keep putting, and let's address the bazaru / other comments made. One is a characterization of the media and the work it does. People call Godi media. There were 14 anchors who were boycotted. Somebody who fills in for this on the days of the week, Rahul Kanwal, was boycotted by the Congress party for some period of time. So there is one aspect about media and categorization of the work it does. But to assault a journalist and to link that and compare that is sheer whataboutery. I think Tehseen can do better than that, simply because he's not joined the Congress party. So he's obviously a cut above them. So Tehseen, I think you should not draw false equivalences, and you should call out Rahul Gandhi also, who routinely incites hatred against journalists. Routinely. And the Congress party does that. By the way, just one last question, Tehseen. Just one last question to Tehseen. One last statement. Tehseen, just 10 seconds more. And Tehseen will allow me, because after all, I am his younger brother. Tehseen, where is Supriya Shrinet and all those tweets of press freedom? And where is the free speech ecosystem? And where is the entire lobby that condemns the assault on free speech? And where is the Editors Guild of India, by the way?
Okay. You've made your point.
I can't see them with binoculars.
Okay, well, let's get Tehseen to respond, because I have to bring in Rajat and Kamru as well. Tehseen, quickly.
I don't have my coffee post 8 p.m., so I will definitely tomorrow morning smell the coffee. But look, here's the point. I didn't support when this boycott of the 14 anchors happened. I was with Rahul when he was boycotted. I am not one for boycott on either side. But this is happening. There are camps in the media. In fact, even the interview that Rahul Kaval and his two colleagues, Anjana and Shweta, took with the Honorable Prime Minister, the Honorable Prime Minister went on a complete tangent on how media is being pressurized by the so-called ecosystem. And when a Prime Minister pressurizes or calls bazaru, it is a direct assault on media. That's not what we're talking about. We are talking about supporters who are getting rowdy. I don't agree with it. I think Rohit
No, but
is a
it
decent
starts
bloke.
from somewhere. They're saying if there's a pattern
Yes,
and
so
there are
I believe,
supporters
so I
who
believe,
behave
so
a
I
certain
believe,
way, it's because the
so
leadership
I
allows it.
That's true. So I believe both the Prime Minister and the Leader of Opposition must address the media together. For starters, let's have a press conference. And in this press conference, let the Prime Minister and Leader of Opposition address the media together and say, look, we're telling our supporters don't do this because media is the fourth
You know,
pillar of
I'll
democracy.
just
I agree everything Shehzad spoke about the Congress. I
if
think
the
let's now
tables
unite
if the
and get
tables
people
were
together.
turned, if the tables were turned, I wonder if you'd be asking if this had happened with the BJP leader. I wonder if you'd be asking for
Yes,
the
I have not
LOP
boycotted.
to come forward and speak on it. Tehseen, I want to bring in Kamru
Yes,
Chaudhary on this. Kamru, what's your view
I
on what
believe
happened? Do you believe Rahul Gandhi, the Congress leadership, must be held accountable? That 7 days it's taken, there's still not been a single comment, no apology, no condemnation.
Yeah, Akshita, the incident that is reported by your media and the reporter who came in just now before us, the incident is sad and needs to be condemned by everybody because we, as a congressman from birth, we have always stood by the freedom of the press. And particularly me, I will never take any lectures from the Bharatiya Janata Party ecosystem and particularly the Prime Minister of India, under whose watch the freedom of press index has come down to 159 out of 180 nations. Akshita, you were young then. I don't know whether you joined India Today or not. In 2013-14, your own editor, Rajdeep Sardesai, was assaulted, heckled in the United States by the same BJP
No, so
supporters.
Kamru,
If you remember
we
that or
condemned
not.
that. That was condemnable. This is condemnable too.
Yes, of course.
So
I'm not comparing
we
two,
can't
but my
say that
limited.
one is bad, one isn't. So let's talk about this particular incident, sir. The action that you expect by the BJP should be done then by the Congress.
Now, of course, the Congress, as my brother Tahsin has just now said out here, the Congress will be coming out of this statement when Sam Pitroda has already assured in your interview yesterday that he will be seizing of the incident. He will inquire into the incident and come back with a resolution of this. And I believe your reporter will get justice on the incidents that happened out there. But my limited point, Akshita, is that this is not a one-sided story. And particularly BJP has no moral right to lecture the Congress party on this.
But
Do you
can
remember
anyone?
late Vinod Dua?
Can anyone?
Late Vinod Dua, against whom they brought in the sedition?
Can
Do you
anyone
remember those
lecture?
Manipuri
Rajat Sethi, can anyone lecture right now about freedom of press? Can anyone talk about it? Because you see instances from both sides. Now the opposition also is indulging in exactly what they accuse the BJP of doing.
It's a deplorable state of affairs, and I have no other words to say that. And poor Sam Pitroda, he will be thrown under the bus in this case. He repeatedly said that these were directly the team members of Rahul Gandhi who were there, who reached there in advance as an advance party to host Rahul Gandhi over there and have that meeting. Okay, so, but the soft target here is one person, Sam Pitroda. He will be thrown under the bus the way he has been done even in the past. But the real problem is the core DNA of Congress party. The halwai of this Mohabbat ki dukan is the same halwai of 1984. He is the same halwai of Bhagalpur riots. He is the same halwai of the Kokrajhar riots, etc., etc. This is a core message that should go out even to the youngsters of this country. Especially the 18 and 25 first years who have never seen how the UPA, the tyrant regime of the UPA was, the muzzling regime of the UPA was. They've forgotten and they've never experienced that in the first place. They should know that if tomorrow, hypothetically, the Congress were to come in power, this would be the routine state of affairs. Today, if India is 151 in the ranking, it would be 194 in the ranking once Congress party comes into power. Because this is essentially the DNA of the Congress party, which refuses to change repeatedly, and it will keep exposing itself. Right now, they are not in the dock. Essentially, they therefore get away with everything, get away with, after having so many days being spent between the incident and today. The story was came out a couple of days back, and we never had an elaborate discussion till the Prime Minister of the country did not take it up. It's actually shameful that the Congress sat on to this incident repeatedly for all of these days, comfortably being numb on this issue.
No, but the reality is 7 days since the incident. Today the Prime Minister has spoken and still there's been no response. Still no response
exactly, and they
from the
refuse
Congress.
to come. Otherwise, they jump on every other opportunity to come out and send their spokesperson on television discussion. Today, they are nowhere to be seen.
Today, they refuse to join.
And
Today, they
fact,
refuse to join. Let me
silence
just say,
makes them
and they're
complicit.
saying you've said very clearly the boycotts are wrong. Today, they're refusing to come on the show and speak on this issue. And that's not okay. If it's Mr. Pitroda, as per you, who is to be answerable for this case, isn't he a part of the Congress? Shouldn't spokespersons be willing to address this?
Right, Tun. I don't believe you should run away from any debate. I do believe you should come up and face the music. So, fun, I completely believe that. But there are 2 points here. Nobody, and I expect that the higher moral standards of the Congress, because that's the standards Congress sets. You don't expect anything from the BJP. Like you rightly said, what happened to Rajdeep was condemned, but the Honorable Prime Minister didn't come out and condemn it, or the Honorable Home Minister or Defense
It's
Minister
not happening here
didn't come
either.
out.
It's not
I agree,
happening here either.
But it's free for all.
Two sides of the same coin, essentially, they're saying.
Absolutely, and we're on the same page. I agree with you. Therefore, I'm saying, why can't the Prime Minister and Leader of Opposition make a joint appeal? But let's make a larger point out here. Look, the larger point out here is, sometimes I believe that the supporters tend to get more rowdy than the actual person in charge. And I think that this needs to be addressed both on social media and in real world. In real world and in virtual world, we need to address this. So trolling, which then manifests into physical violence, needs to be stopped, and all sides must come together. I can't support what BJP supporters do. Vice versa, BJP supporters must not support their rowdy elements, and the Congress rowdy elements I should not support, and they should not only condemn these
the
ones.
problem I have there, see what you're saying, which is a great message. The problem is that you're still not willing to hold the leadership accountable. Shehzad, yes, I see you. Go ahead.
I am. Sam Pitroda is accountable for it.
No, Rahul Gandhi. Why isn't the leadership accountable? Why are the Gandhi?
Tehseen is very cleverly.
Mr. Alankar,
One second. Time out. I think it's my time to speak.
I'll come to you.
Akshita, please. Akshita, now, the advantage of living with Tehseen for the last 30 years, obviously we don't live it together anymore, has been that I know Tehseen's art of shifting the goalpost, which he's done very beautifully right now. He's made it about BJP and Congress supporters. No, it's not. It is about 2 things, Akshita. One, that the Congress gets what is called the liberal privilege from a liberal media. So therefore, if they file sedition cases against Kamal Shukla, it is not spoken about. If people are sent from Karnataka police to arrest Ajit Bharti, it is not spoken about. When journalists are beaten up in the MBA regime, it is not spoken about because they get a liberal green pass. Second, what triggers Congress supporters? Not a picture with Ilhan Omar, who wants India's vivisection, but it triggers them if we speak about Bangladeshi Hindus. These are the 2 issues that need to be addressed by Tehseen Poonawalla. But Tehseen Poonawalla will very conveniently make it, oh look, BJP supporters are this way and Congress support. No, the Congress government hounds journalists. You know who sent the police people after Ajit Bharti? The Congress ministers. Who filed a sedition case against Kamal Shukla? Congress ministers. And therefore Tehseen, who said Hawa nikal gayi, who insulted Mausami Singh? Rahul Gandhi. Address the issue. Don't run away from it.
Okay.
Smell your coffee right now.
May I quickly address it?
Okay, quickly, Tehseen, because I have to bring in Rajat and Kamru as well.
No, very quickly. I will refuse to take any moral lectures from the BJP, which is a party that color codes journalists red, amber, green. Some of our best journalists, your colleague Punya Prasan Bajpai, Ajit Anjum, they are without jobs. Look, 30-odd journalists have been jailed in this country.
No, the unfortunate reality is, Kamru Chaudhary, every side right now can give me a long list of journalists who've been targeted. Both sides seem to have done this. And now you've got the Congress doing it days after they were talking about freedom of press.
No, I told you, Akshita, this incident is very much a sad incident, and hope the Congress party will be addressing it in the near future. But then we as Indians, we refuse to take any lecture from the Bharatiya Janata Party, who has got a long list of harassing the media houses, of boycotting journalists who have been hounded out of their newsrooms and they're now forced to run YouTube channels out here. Some of them
the
faced
Congress is
UAP
boycotting
cases.
anchors. The Congress is
that's
also
a part of
boycotting.
the story. That's a part of the larger story. When channels have been bought by media, by big corporate houses with agenda in buying those houses, then there needs to be question raised. When you run a debate with an agenda,
you're telling me one side can boycott.
Then we need to talk out here. Nothing. You cite examples.
One second, Akshita.
Shehzad, you have 10
seconds,
and then I have to give Rajat Sethi a chance to also make a comment quickly.
Just 10-second intervention. 10-second intervention. On this channel, Chitra Tripathi hosts a very popular show called Dangal, which I think must be #1 show. She is boycotted. Now, how does that apply here? You said, okay, the channels are bought out. This channel is not bought out. You come on the other debates. Why do you boycott Chitra Tripathi?
Okay. I've run out of time, Rajat, because I didn't manage to give you the time. I'm going to let you close this debate. Go ahead, Rajat.
Let us address the elephant in the room. The dog whistling that is happening in the Congress ecosystem is starting from the very, very top. Let's not find a minion down in the hierarchy and pin the blame and make him the sacrificial lamb. The real intent, the problem in the real intent is of Rahul Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi alone. And that remains the core of the problem and the dog whistling that he has been consistently doing for the past 2-3 years. If that is not addressed, I'm telling you, there will be mob attacks on the journalists in the future.
The unfortunate reality. I've run out of time.